Learn these 20 confusing phrasal verbs and your English will become more advanced. When we think of cash in, we probably think of cash like this. But cash in has nothing to do with this meaning. Let's think of something else instead. Let's think of two people speaking to each other, perhaps before a sports match, a football match. One of them thinks it's going to be easy, so he says, "It's easy to score goals against this team. You need to cash in." What do we mean by cash in here? Well, cash in means make the most of the opportunity. Cash in means make the most of the opportunity to score goals. Score as many as you can because it's going to be easy. Cap it off. Cap it off has nothing to do with the meaning of a cap. Instead, let's go back to this team. The game has finished. They won the game well. So someone says this: after winning the match, they capped it off by going to a restaurant for a special meal. Now, why did they say capped it off? It's because capped it off as a phrasal verb means end something in a fitting or special way. So they won the game, which was wonderful and special, and now they did something just to finish it really, really well. They capped it off by doing this, going to a restaurant. When I think of boiled down to, I think of the word boil and perhaps a kettle boiling water. But boiled down to has nothing to do with this. Let's think of two people speaking about an exam that's coming up. They've done lots of revision, but one of them says it all boils down to the final exam. The exam determines our grades. So what does boil down to mean here? Well, it means it depends upon. If we say it all boils down to something, it means it all depends upon something. All of the revision and the study didn't matter for the final grade. It all boiled down to just the final exam. With count on, you might think of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Count on is quite different. Here's a builder, and this builder's trying to get your trust by saying this: you can count on me. I've done this job hundreds of times before. Now, when they say count on, they really mean rely on someone to do something. You can rely on me. You can trust me. You can believe in me. You can count on me. When we say ask for it, you might think of ask, where someone asks for help or asks for a favour. But ask for it is quite different. Look at this picture of a child pulling a cat's tail. What do you think is going to happen next? Perhaps this: the cat will scratch the child. Do you think the child deserved it? If you did, you might say this: he asked for it, in my opinion. He pulled the cat's tail and the cat scratched him. So asked for it here means that someone acted irresponsibly, leading to a bad consequence. In other words, it was the child's own fault. They deserved the bad consequence because of their stupid behaviour. Ask for it. With dawn upon, if you think of the word dawn, you might think of a sunrise, the sun coming up in the morning. But dawn upon is something else. Let's think about this cat again. The cat's been naughty one more time. Why is this? It's because when I saw bones in the cat bowl, it dawned upon me that my cat had taken my dinner. So here, dawned upon means to realise something is true. I looked at the cat bowl and I realised the bones in the cat bowl were actually from my dinner plate. And just in that moment, I realised what was going on. And because it was in that moment, it dawned upon me. If something dawns upon you, you realise something is true at that moment after it has happened. With clear off, maybe you might think of clear like a glass of clear water. But you've probably guessed we mean something else by clear off. Now, this one is a little bit rude sometimes, so be careful how you use it. Here's the cat again. Everyone's unhappy with the cat, so they've sent the cat outside, and the cat's looking a bit worried, looking a bit sad. The owner of the cat says this: "Clear off. I don't want to see you after what you did to me, my arms and my dinner." Clear off. Clear off means go away, but it's quite a hard way of saying it. Don't say it to just anyone. Only say it when you feel able to say it to someone who's not perhaps in charge of you. Clear off. Go away. Bear up. Bears look like this, don't they? Not with bear up, though. Now let's go back to the cat. One of the sad things about having a pet is sometimes your pet dies before too long, and people get sad about it. Maybe this girl's cat has died, and someone's talking about how the girl is now. How is the girl feeling? Well, it was a shock when her cat died, but she's bearing up fairly well. Bearing up, what does it mean here? Bearing up means do better than expected after bad news. If you bear up well, that's what you're doing. You've had bad news, but you're doing okay considering the situation. With drag up, it might make you think of something like this: dragging something along the floor when you pull something and it's moving along the floor towards you. Not in this phrasal verb. Here's someone on the phone to another person. How do you think the person on the phone feels? They're looking quite angry, aren't they? Now, the person on the phone isn't very happy about what they hear. Why? Because they say this: "Don't drag up that story. We resolved that problem weeks ago." So there's obviously been a problem sometime in the past. Everyone forgot about it, and now this angry man is talking about it again. What's he done? Well, he's reminded people of a difficult issue which had been forgotten, but he'd used this phrasal verb, drag up, because drag up means remind people of this difficult issue which they'd all forgotten about. With cozy up, do you think of the word cozy like this? Sitting in front of a warm fire, a cat on your lap, feeling all cozy, feeling comfortable and warm. This is slightly different. What do you think of the man on the right? What's he trying to do to the man on the left? Well, it could be described in this: if you want a promotion in this company, you need to cozy up to the boss. So what do you think cozy up means here? Well, it means become very friendly and close to someone, but actually it's for your own gain. So this person's realised if they want to get a promotion, then the boss needs to like them. So they start acting all nice and unusual around their boss, hoping to get their favour. Other people see this and they say, "Oh, this person is cozying up to the boss." Butter up is something similar to cozy up. It doesn't mean butter like this. Let's go back to our situation where we have the employee who was cozying up to the boss. But what does butter up mean here? Well, if you say lots and lots and lots of things to make someone else feel good about themselves, then you are buttering them up. And the colleagues say this: "Have you seen Jim butter up the directors? They all love him now. They all love him because he's buttered them up. He used words to make them feel special." But again, it's all for his own gain. It's not actually because he genuinely likes the person. He's saying nice things to make them feel good so that they'll give something back to him. And big up is also related. Not big like this or like an elephant. No. Big up could be like this: "Please big me up in front of the manager. I want him to give me a pay rise." So what do we mean by big up here? Big up means make me seem important. Please make me seem important in front of the manager. So this person is desperate to get this promotion and this pay rise. So he's cozying up to the manager. He's buttered up the directors. And now he's asking other people to big him up. Say that he's really, really good. Be onto. When I think of on, I might think of something on something else, like this bird on a box. But not here. With be onto, well, let's think about this situation again. But now colleagues are starting to work out that this man is cozying up, buttering up, asking people to big him up. What's he doing? The colleagues hadn't realised before, but now they are. And they say to each other, I didn't believe you before that this man was doing these things, but now I think you're onto something. You're onto something is short for you are onto something. And this means get information about something hidden. So the motives of this man to cozy up, butter up, big up, they were secret. He didn't really want others to know. He was doing it without them realising. People watched, and bit by bit they worked out what was going on. They saw that there was a hidden situation of what this person was trying to do. And because they've seen it, they've now got information to work it out. They are onto something. They are onto his plan. With back off, well, the word back can mean going backwards. That's similar to the meaning of this phrasal verb, but there's a bit more to it. Now let's look at this couple here. What do you think of their relationship? The man looks interested, but the woman perhaps is not. And the woman says this, I need to back off from the wedding. I'm nervous about getting married. So they've made plans to get married. Everything was going fine, and suddenly the woman feels differently, and she says, I need to back off. And this means to get some distance from a situation. Suddenly, perhaps she's thought it's all a bit too much for me, all a bit too big. I need some time to think again about whether this is what I really want. I need to back off. It doesn't mean stop. It just means pause, get some distance from the situation. Blow over has nothing to do with blowing as in breath or wind. No. With blow over, we can go back to this couple again. Perhaps someone else has seen that they're having some problems, but they don't think it's a big issue. So they say this, they're angry with each other now, but I expect it will blow over. So can you work out what blow over means here? Blow over means be forgotten quickly. And we particularly use it with bad situations. There's a bad situation. Some people have some bad feelings. They said some bad words, but it's going to blow over. Everyone will forget it and everything will be fine. Unless they break off. Now, break here does not mean breaking something physically. Instead, it means to do with their relationship. Now they're really cross with each other and it's gone too far. They couldn't resolve their problems, so they had to break off their relationship. And here, break off means end it. So now at this point, the relationship is ended because they break it off. What about chill out? When I think of chill out, I think of chill. I think of being cold. That's not really what this means. When I think of chill out, I think about being like this. Maybe I think about what I've been doing recently. Last week, I published a video on YouTube with 500 grammar points. It lasted nearly 6 hours. So I could think this about myself. I've been working too hard on my YouTube videos recently. I need to chill out. What do I mean by chill out here? I mean relax, but it's a very informal way of saying it. I need to chill out. I need some time to relax. Dive in. When you think of dive in, you might think of someone diving into water like they do in the Olympic Games. Dive in here is slightly different. Look at this poor lady who looks really nervous. She's starting a new job. She's not sure if she can do it. So she asks a friend for some advice. And the friend says this: don't be scared about your new job. You've just got to dive in and do your best. So the instruction is to dive in, but we need to know what it means. Dive in here means start doing something with enthusiasm. Don't think too much about it. So the advice is, don't worry. Just start doing it. Just do your best in however you can. Don't think about it too much. Just do it. Dive in. Iron out. An iron looks like this. But if you iron out something, it doesn't usually mean using an iron. Here's two people working on a final project. They've been developing something for a long time and it's nearly ready to release and present. But there's still something they need to do. We just need to iron out the small problems before we launch the product. Iron out means fix the last small problems. Imagine an iron again. What does an iron do? Well, you put an iron over clothes to get rid of those small creases in your clothes so the clothes look perfect. And it's the same with ironing out problems. You simply look for the small problems that exist, the small mistakes, the small defects, anything that's not quite right, and you put it right before you send it out. Iron out. And drop in. Well, drop sometimes involves dropping a ball, but not here. If you drop in, it looks more like this. She's just dropping in to say hello. She won't stay for long. So dropping in means arrive for a casual visit and stay for a short amount of time. Do you have people who drop in at your house? They knock on the door, they come in and say hello, maybe they have a cup of tea or a coffee, and then they leave again. They didn't stay for long, they just dropped in.